we've seen some solid growth from many countries in Latin America over the last few years. Can we count on this to continue?
Yeah, for 2013, we're expecting a year that growth is going to post 3.4% for the region as a whole, compared with 3% in 2012. That encompasses some countries that will be growing at around 9%, such as Panama, and countries that will be growing much less. But overall, it's going to be a very similar year to the one we just had. And with this, we will be closing a decade between 2003 and 2013, in which growth has been the highest for the last 30 years in the region. It will be very important to sustain this, to continue developing the structural measures that will allow Latin America to sustain very high rates of growth, significant reductions on income inequality, and reductions in poverty in the next few years as well.
Brazil, of course, is a different case. What do you see going forward for Brazil?
Brazil is going to increase its rates of growth from around 1% to 3% this year. That basically reflects a lot of stimulus and measures taken in 2012 that are going to pay off in 2013. Moving further into the future, it will be very important to have the infrastructure agenda and the structural reform agenda generating growth at a higher rate than 3%. So we are keeping our eyes open and following the situation very closely to watch for pickups in investment, especially throughout the year, and also to watch, as the central bank has said, to be very careful and vigilant on the increase they have had on the inflation front, and they have been extremely outspoken towards their will to contain this uptick in inflation and to bring back inflation within the inflation target band.
How well is Mexico positioned to benefit from improvements in the U.S. economy?
Mexico has been benefiting from the recovery of growth in the U.S., and especially the recovery of the manufacturing sector in the U.S., and therefore exports have been doing quite well in the last few years. They have been supported also by low natural gas prices in North America, by lower labor costs relative to China than the ones we observed, let's say, 10 years ago. Lately, with the new administration, we have seen the new administration submit to Congress important structural reforms on education and telecommunications that throughout the year are supposedly to be accompanied with important reforms on the fiscal front and the energy front. If this complete package of structural reforms is eventually adopted, we would expect that to have an important effect on medium-term growth on that economy.
Kind of switching gears and looking at the Caribbean, are you seeing any signs of improvement for that region?
Slowly, we are seeing growth pick up in the Caribbean. In 2013, we are expecting a slight increase in the rate of growth to around 1.2%. This is a region that was hit by the decrease of tourism and remittances associated with the international financial crisis and a decrease in foreign direct investment. Countries have been moving forward, putting a strategy that basically is based on fiscal consolidation and building a comprehensive growth package. And we have been working with countries to help them implement this strategy.
Alejandro, Werner, thank you.
Thank you very much.